Ready for some snow horror? This is the book club, and this is Boys in the Valley by Philip Fracassi. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, and this is a place where often I talk to you about Stephen King, but in this series I'm recommending great horror books that are not written by Stephen King, that I've read and enjoyed and that I think you will too. Yes, this is my book club, where in each episode I give you a synopsis of a book, a bit about the author, a spoiler-free review, and I try and align it to a Stephen King book. If you want to see what else has been in the book club, there are more than 70 to choose from in the full playlist. It's a mixture of brand new releases, or like I'm doing in this episode, books that are brand new to me, so books I've wanted to read for a while. Might be from a few years ago, from decades ago. This one is from a couple of years ago, and we'll get on to it shortly. Now, if you find something in my book club that you enjoy, don't forget to rate and review it on Storygraph, Amazon, Goodreads, and if you really like it, rave about it to your friends, buy them copies, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, this is all about infusing you to try out different horror books, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. So this time I'm going back to Philip Fracassi, who I covered on the book club towards the end of 2025 with his book Gothic. This Boys in the Valley is a book of his from 2023 that has been on my TBR list for a while, but I bumped it up that list because I enjoy Gothic so much, and I brought it to the book club, so you already know I've got positive things to say about it. So let's get into this one. This is Boys in the Valley on the book club. Okay, here's your synopsis. St. Vincent's Orphanage for Boys, turn of the century, in a remote valley in Pennsylvania. Here, under the watchful eyes of several priests, 30 boys work, learn, and worship. Peter Barlow, orphaned as a child by a gruesome murder, has made a new life here. Hang on, isn't Peter Barlow a Coronation Street character? It's not him. As he approaches adulthood, he has friends, a future, a family. Then, late one stormy night, a group of men arrive at their door, one of whom is badly wounded, occult symbols carved into his flesh. His death releases an ancient evil that spreads like sickness, infecting St. Vincent's and the children within. Soon, boys begin acting differently, forming groups, taking sides. Others turn up dead. Now Peter and those dear to him must choose sides of their own, each of them knowing their lives and perhaps their eternal souls are at risk. And here's a bit about Philip Fracassi. Philip Fracassi is the Bram Stoker and British Fantasy Award nominated author of the novels A Child Alone with Strangers, Gothic, Boys in the Valley, The Third Rule of Time Travel, and The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre. He is also the author of the story collections Behold the Void, Beneath a Pale Sky, and No One is Safe. His stories have been published in numerous magazines and anthologies, including Black Static, Best Horror of the Year, Nightmare Magazine, Interzone, and Southwest Review. Okay, there's your background. Let's get into my spoiler-free review of Boys in the Valley. So as I mentioned, having loved Gothic, which was my first time reading Fracassi, I bumped this up my list because I wanted to get more from him, and I had an absolute blast with it. This novel descended into bloody, unholy carnage in a truly satisfying way, and it felt dangerous. It felt like no character was truly safe, and basically all bets were off, which made for a really tense, exciting reading experience. I really appreciated the Lord of the Flies-ness of this one. Order being turned into chaos in a very bonkers way, and in the snow. And of course we've got this orphanage where the story or the bulk of it is set, and that becomes a key character as well. It already feels like a frankly unpleasant place that just becomes hellish when the events of this story unfold and everything just goes out the window. So I liked a lot of the characters in this. I thought Peter was a compelling lead. I thought Andrew and Paul were the yin and yang adults that the story really needed. Bartholomew became terrifying, and Brother Johnson was deeply unnerving. However, this book has a large cast of characters, and for me, a lot of the ones outside of those that I've just mentioned, I just felt like I sort of learnt their name, and then for a lot of them, saw them die. So that was a little bit dissatisfying. My other gripe was how the narrative was sometimes first person told by Peter, and then for lots of it third person, like standard omniscient narrator. And there didn't seem to be a reason for the switching, and it just kind of jolted you out of scenes occasionally. So yeah, just another minor gripe. But overall, I had so much fun with this. So much violence, so much scariness, so much just unholy carnage, as I've already said. So when it comes to comparing this to a Stephen King book, this one has bits of Salem's Lot, of The Shining, and The Mist in there. Basically, if you're a constant reader, I think you'll find plenty to enjoy in Boys in the Valley. Oh, even bits of The Institute. A book so forgettable to me that I even forget it from my own list here. But yes, bits of that one too. So to sum up, overall, this is a terrific novel. And this was his debut novel. And you can see at the promise and the potential that's there. And it's one that, especially having read Gothic as well, makes me want to read more from this author, which is really handy because his new one is out this April. So, fingers crossed we'll be talking about Philip Fracassi again here on the book club. As for Boys in the Valley, it's already out, it's out everywhere. Have you read it already? If so, let me know what you think in the comments. And if not, why not check it out? Especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and it's still winter. It's a good one for this time of year, trust me. Okay, there we go, Boys in the Valley on the book club done. As I said, if you've read this one, let me know what you think of it. And hey, are you excited for the new Philip Fracassi coming out in April? I certainly am. Now, if you've made it this far, I'm going to throw a few quick plugs at you. Everything I want to plug is linked down below. But those things are my collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun, which you can see right there. And I'll probably pop the graphic up there as well. My range of Stephen King themed band shirts, sadly not this Metallica one, although I do have a Metallica themed one. My Stephen King quiz book, and the fact that you can become a constant viewer, become a member of this channel, support me directly, all of that kind of stuff. All linked below. If none of those work for you, no problem at all. Just watching these videos makes a huge difference. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And if you're already subscribed, hey, tell a friend. Get them to subscribe as well. But otherwise, I will see you again soon, either to talk horror movies in the Silver Scream section, to talk Stephen King on just about all the other videos, or right back here for another recommendation on the book club. Take care, see you soon, and happy reading.